Greetings and good morning. I guess this is as good a place as any to start day 51. Check this out. I'm 1/4 of the way to Katahdin. Woohoo! All right, so I left my small little tent site last night that was on top of a hill at 548.3, about 6 o'clock. It started out as a pretty warm night, but as the night progressed, I woke up and it was cold outside. I was toasty warm inside my sleeping bag, but it was cold outside, and it was hard to get out of my sleeping bag this morning. I was really snuggled in there good. My plan today is I need to get at least 16 miles, or I want to get at least 16 miles. And that puts me right about Lick Creek, and that's the creek that you have to ford. And you know, it rained a lot the other day, a lot. Not much yesterday. It kind of sprinkled on me off and on, but so be interesting to see how much water's coming through there. Sometimes they've reported as high as waist deep. That's pretty high for a quickly moving creek. It's possible I could go to. There's a campsite in 18 miles that has my attention. Or if, depending on how I do today, and the trail's been great so far. The treadway has been just awesome. I might try to make it all the way to Chestnut Shelter, which would be a 22-mile day, which is really stretching it for me. I haven't done above 20 yet, so I'm just gonna wait and see how the day progresses. It's gonna be cloudy and overcast, so it's not gonna get hot. Matter of fact, it might not even get out of the 30s today. So that's my day. So 1/4 of the way to Katahdin. That's the first lap of the mile. Let me explain. A lot of the way, I think, is a sports analogy. And I used to run track in high school. I wasn't any good, but I really enjoyed the people and the coach. So, but in the mile, you know, it's 4 laps. I probably don't have the mile anymore. It's the 1600, but it's still 4 laps. And I think about that race in terms of, you know, the first lap, you got all the excitement and the energy, and you're feeling good, and you're running hard, and you're kind of sizing up your competition. And then the second lap of the mile, you're in your groove. You found your stride. You're feeling good. You're running hard. You kind of see what's going on with competition. And then the third lap of the mile, now you're tired. Your legs hurt. You're trying to decide, okay, am I going to throw up at the end of this race? You know, that kind of thing. It's hard because, you know, you feel bad and you feel tired, but yet you still got a whole nother lap to go. The third lap of the mile is gut check time. And then the fourth lap is this is it. This is the last lap. Give it all you got. You can rest at the finish line. Don't leave anything on the track. This is it. You don't have to worry about anything. Another lap. This is fourth lap of the mile. Race is over. So I just finished the first lap of the mile. Kind of all the excitement maybe is gone, and some of that excitement energy. I don't know. I'm still pretty happy to be out here. But you kind of find your groove. And I guess that's kind of where I am. I've really started to find my groove, and I feel like I'm starting to really move north on the trail. I'm above I-81. I've never been on the Appalachian Trail north of I-81. That's kind of cool. I mean, I did a little bit of hiking in the Shenandoahs, but I wouldn't call that hiking. It was just kind of a get out of the car and go check out some vistas, that kind of thing. I didn't camp or anything. So anyway, first lap of the mile done. Time to start the second lap. I got a wonderful text last night from Philly. I remember I hiked with Philly a lot in the first couple weeks of my hike. I really enjoy hiking with Philly, and it looks like he may be able to come back out and join me in a couple weeks. So I am really excited about that. That'll be fun. I believe that's Walker Mountain way over there. I think I climb over that in a little bit. I guess that's also what I thought I was going to get a view of yesterday, but it was nothing but fog. Well, now you can't see it at all because all those vines. Let's see if I can get another view. There's a better view of Walker Mountain. I can't tell from far out if we actually go over it or just go near it through a gap nearby. Oh, you know, I've got far out with me on the go, and then I've got AWOL guide that I have in my pack that I kind of look at in the evening. I'll get out my AWOL guide when I stop for breakfast in a few minutes. See if I go over that. I don't think I do, judging from the altitude of the mountains and far out, but I'll see if I can figure that out. I stopped to have breakfast beside this creek. I hope you can hear me over the noise. It's a pretty loud creek. I needed to get water and thought this would be a good time to have breakfast. I normally don't eat breakfast right at camp in the morning. I usually go and hike for a couple hours and then have breakfast between 8 and 10 somewhere along the trail. It's 9 o'clock now, and some of you have asked about, well, what do you eat? So I'll share with you what I'm having for breakfast. So I'm starting with a apple fritter. There's 3 in there, but I'm only going to eat one. An apple fritter from Dunkin' Donuts. Ever since that kind woman in Irwin came up to me and said, "You look like you could use one of these," and gave me an apple fritter, I've been craving them ever since. So I got some when I was home. And then I also usually have some kind of a protein bar. Today I'm having one of these. Whatever I can find in the store I get. I don't have a particular brand. Oh, it's spitting snow. Anyway, so that's what I'm having for breakfast. A protein bar and an apple fritter. And I am climbing up Walker Mountain. I think I go to the top. My AWOL's guide said something about a gap at the crest of Walker Mountain. So we'll have to go see what that means. Well, I believe this is our crest of Walker Mountain. It's kind of a gap between 2 hills. Because now we go downhill for a mile or 2 or 3. The river down here is the North Fork of the Holston River. It's about 12:30, mile 560, on top of Brushy Mountain. I thought this would be a good spot to have lunch. So for lunch today, I'm going to have a little bit of peanut butter, a Milky Way bar, and a Cliff Bar. That's lunch and a beautiful view. Okay, this is Lick Creek. And the bridge is out. It's been out for like 5 years. And I don't know why it hasn't been replaced, but it hadn't. So I can either walk across the creek. Looks like it's about mid-calf in the middle. It's moving pretty good too. Or there's a tree down across the river, the creek. Do I take that tree across the creek? Man, can't decide. That's gonna be some wet shoes. I made it. I started across the tree and decided, you know what? It doesn't take but one slip and I got all kinds of problems. And I'm tired. I've been hiking since 6 o'clock and it's now about 3 and my back hurts and my legs are tired and I'm pushing 17 miles at this point. So I decided just to walk across the creek. So what I did was I took my socks and shoes off and I just went barefoot. So my shoes are dry, my socks are dry, but my feet are wet and the water, well, you can see on my shorts, the water came up to my knee. It was deeper than I realized. So and it was a swift moving current, but I didn't have any problem barefoot coming across the creek. And let me tell you what, that is some cold water. So it's 3:30 and I got 2 miles to a potential tent site I've had my eye on, and when I get there it'll be just a little bit more than 18 miles. That's a pretty good day. And if I want to try to get up to Chestnut Knob Shelter, it's an additional 4 miles. I'm not sure I've got that in me today. So I'm probably stopping at the tenting spot in 2 miles. This is my tenting location. It's 4:30. It's 3.8 miles to Chestnut Knob Shelter, where I would stay if I kept going. I'm not sure I like any of the spots here anyway. I'm thinking, you know what? How many times am I going to have the opportunity to be here to see a sunset at Chestnut Knob Shelter? So this may kill me, but I'm going to give her a run. Well, after a brutal 2-mile climb, it drops me out into this field. Still have 2 miles to go. I wonder if the rest of the way is going to be in the field. I don't think so. I see woods up there. Anyway, let's go see. So before I close out my day, this is what I'm having for supper. I usually have a freeze-dried meal, and my favorite is the sausage biscuits and sausage gravy. It's got a lot of calories in that. It's over 1,000 calories, so and it's good. I like it. So that's what's for supper. And then my appetizer is usually some M&Ms. This time I've got caramel M&Ms. They're some of my favorite, but I've had peanut M&Ms. But on this segment, I'm having caramel M&Ms. And that's what I usually have for supper. Let me close out day 51. Man, what a day. Look where I am. It's Burke's Garden. How beautiful is that? Wow. I've been wanting to get up here for a long time. And it ended up being a 22-mile day. That's a long, long day for me. It's the longest day for me. That's the first time I've ever been over 20 miles, and I did 22. And the last 5 were uphill to get to Chestnut Knob Shelter. I wanted to get up here to see this view. I wanted to see the sunset and sunrise. And it was just a long, hard hike to get here. But I'm here, and I'm going to sleep in the shelter. I'll turn it around maybe so you can see the shelter. It's a really nice shelter. It's enclosed with a really strong door. There's just 2 other people in there now, but I know of another one that's coming up the hill. So there'll be at least 4 of us in there. But man, check out this view. Wow. I'll talk a little bit more about Burke's Garden tomorrow. I kind of need some rest. 22 miles, and I went a quarter of the way to Katahdin. I finished. So I'm okay, so again, I'm at Chestnut Knob Shelter, mile 570, day 51. Take care. Good night.